Your ringbaton when somebody calls you is a rumba song.
Yes.
Are you aware?
I put it in myself.
Right. I suppose you're a a big rumba fan.
I love rumba. I basically love a lot of the the music from the DRC and those areas, Cameroon, whatever it is, San Fantomas, all those people.
Yes.
Right, but that was my genre in the years I was growing up.
Right.
There was a lot of very good music at that time that I played that music as well. Right, so I like it. It's music that has got what I call a touch and feel to it.
Right.
Yeah, as opposed to the more modern music, which is synthesized.
Right.
In a way. Yeah, but that one was music that you played. You had a band of 12 people.
Yes.
And you had guys playing a saxophone, a tenor sax, or whatever it is, sax. Yes. And you had 3 guitars, you had 3 sets of drums, and you had 4 people singing. That was creation of music.
Yes.
Right, and I still cherish that kind of music.
Yeah.
Not only the rumba stuff, but you also go to the guys of people like Stevie Wonder when they were earlier, young, Minnie Riperton, Marvin Gaye, whatever, all that whole bunch of people. So I've got a very wide musical whatever. That I put on because it was one of the first songs that I learned when I taught myself a guitar.
Which song is that? It's Madilu's sister?
Yes, Madilu.
Yeah. Okay. Do you find that it's a conversational starter when people call you and they listen to the music? Because when I called you and I had this, I sort of, I had a picture of who you are before I met you.
It does. I mean, a lot of people who are from that time with me, they basically say, you must not pick up your phone. When you see my number, please leave
let it ring for a bit.
Let it ring for a bit longer. I'd like to listen to that music.
Yes.
That's one group of people.
Yes.
And the other group who don't know that period of time just sort of say, by the way, why did you pick that song?
Yes.
It's a great tune.
Yes.
I love your ringtone.
Yes.
But tell me a little bit more about it.
Yes.
So it's just a conversation as well.
Right.
Yeah.
You mentioned you played in a band.
Yeah.
Where?
When I started working, and this was down at the coast, I spent most of my working life down at the coast or abroad. Actually, let me start. I played in the school band. That was when I started. Yeah, I watched the guys playing, and I saw what they were doing, and I learned by watching them and listening to them. So eventually, they allowed me to join the band and play the guitar. So I played in the school band. We used to go and play in Kisumu. I went to Maseno.
I went to Maseno too.
Yeah, is it?
Which house?
Stansfeld.
Bowers too.
Bowers too. Okay, down the back. Yeah.
Yes.
So I was in Stansfeld. So we used to go down to the Kisumu Social Center, whatever it is, and also at that time there was Siriba College.
Yes.
So we used to go down there and play as well. So I started in a band. And used to hire equipment by doing that.
Yes.
When I went to university, I went to the UK, and then obviously I couldn't play music anymore. So I learned how to play country and western, traditional folk music, and blues as a student. So then when I came back, and I joined the Little Theatre Club in Mombasa, so about a year after I started working, there was a bunch of Mzungus there who used to play the same thing.
Yeah.
So I used to do act at school, so that I joined there for recreational purposes. So I teamed up with them, and we formed a group called Just Five.
You've led a very, I have to say, successful life in boardrooms, in the corporate sector.
Yeah.
And now you sit in many boards as well.
Yeah.
Do you feel that you're slowing down? And is it intentional? And what are the things that you hold close at this point in your life?
No, I think retiring from an 8 to 4 job, which is what I did in 2010,
yes,
just allowed me to transform from doing an 8 to 4,
yes,
but still filling the time,
yes,
with things that are of my own interest,
right,
and things that I enjoy.
yes.
And that effectively is that one, I took a year off and did nothing.
Yes.
I didn't want to rush into that thing that everybody does, that I'm retired, let me set up a consultancy, let me set up a new thing, let me sort whatever it is, and you move from one into the other.
Yeah. How many boards do you sit in right now?
I sit on 7 boards. So I'm actually a professional director. I call myself a professional director.
Yes.
I actually decided to do that about 3 years ago.
Okay.
right? Because people were saying, oh, you're a serial director, you're this and the other. And I said, no, I'm not a serial director. So I'm looking for it.
Yes.
I have a lot that I can give. So I choose the boards that I sit on.
Right.
And I also choose the ones that are giving me a reasonable return.
Yes.
For whatever, for the expertise I'm doing for them.
Right.
So I sit on 7 boards that pay. But I also sit on 3 boards that don't actually pay at all.
Right.
Which basically is just trying to work with them to grow, and they're almost like NGOs that are doing work that I enjoy.
In your 35 years, working as a professional, which part did you enjoy the most? Which period of time did you find that you had the most fun?
There are 2 periods actually.
Yes.
And they're at both ends of my career.
Right.
At the start, when effectively you're hustling, you're doing a lot of stuff, you're having fun, you're meeting your friends, you're working as well, all that was one big miasma. You're really involved in a lot of things. And having graduated as an engineer, I spent a lot of time doing art things because I was equally gifted in both. I mean, when I did my A levels, I got 1s in everything. So I didn't know whether to go for arts or science. I could have gone for either. So when I started working as an engineer, I was doing work as an engineer at work. But in the evenings, I was doing theater, I was doing music, I was doing other things that sort of helped me to sort of live a full life. So it was exciting, it was full.
Yeah.
And then when you come towards the end and you look at that final time before I retired, I negotiated with my boss then that as a leader in the company, I need to spend time out there representing the company. So I need you to recognize that a certain amount of time I am not going to be working.
Yeah.
I am going to be out there meeting people, networking with authorities and so forth. So we agreed that I would spend 15% of my time doing that. So that is when I got involved in the Federation of Kenya Employers, and I got in as an official there, and that was an interesting time as well. So I was doing it for myself, but also for the company. But I also then realized that a lot of what you're doing then could affect national policy for the country.
They say that some people are, the professional career men, and then there are people who are businessmen. There's a lot of the younger people now always want to start something on their own and build it on their own, like sort of business. Was that the culture back then?
No, the culture back then was 2 things. One, you're either an academic or you're a professional. Those were the 2 options.
Yes.
I have never been attracted to doing business.
Okay.
Right? It's something that I see and I look at it, and what is business? Right? Business is something that you may have an idea, you may have something that is burning, and you want to commercialize it.
Right.
A lot of the ideas I had are commercialized through the employment that I had, and basically that then earned me money as I went up. And so it doesn't give you stupid riches, but at the same time you're not taking I wasn't willing to take the kind of risk where I leave a job and I go and try something out, it doesn't work, and then you're looking to come back again.
Yes.
Right? And there are people who do that and they continue doing it for some time and eventually they strike it. Right? But then they end up doing a lot of other things that they would never have done at all. That was my kettle of fish.
When did you become into yourself as a man?
That's a difficult question to answer because it depends on when you think you are, right?
Yes.
And you're always striving to be better all the time. You're always striving to do something else and so forth. So when do you say you stop? I don't think you do, right? You're always striving to do something better. And even right now where I am at 64, there are certain things I'd love to do. But still, I would like myself to be defined by those things, which I haven't done, but the opportunities have come now because I've seen them. I never saw them before. So I think in life, at least my life, is always that continuously looking for reinventing yourself.
So you're defined by different things in different stages.
At different stages of your life,
yeah.
Right? You can become. I mean, you can continue with one thing all the way through your life. You can be a Luambo Luad, you can be a Franco and play music for the whole of your life.
Yes.
And that defines you.
Yes.
Because that's an innate skill that you have and it's actually worked for you the whole life. Kipchoge Keino is a runner. But what defines him now? He's a farmer, right? The generation of today don't know him as a runner. It's the generation of then that know him. The generation of today know him for what he's doing now. For me, it was basically the fact that you're still reinventing yourself, so you can't say I have arrived as a man, because then you stop and you begin to rot.
What baggage are you carrying now? Because I suppose people carry different baggages at different times.
You
at
carry
now 64.
At 64.
Yes. What's your baggage now?
I mean, there are things I would have wanted to do earlier in life and I haven't been able to do, right? I play music, for example, but I wish I had learned how to read music. I can't read music.
Okay.
All right, so when I say I'm a musician, people say, so can you? I say, no, I can't. Right? And sometimes I tell people, listen, I can't play the music because I don't know how to do it. Right? Knowing that, I mean, it is something that people think I can do it, but I can't. So that's the kind of baggage that you carry around. And really, a lot of the baggage that I had basically has disseminated. It's no longer baggage. It's people who know me know everything about me. Right? I don't have any hidden secrets. If I meet a former girlfriend with my wife, I say, this used to be my girlfriend. For sure.
I see a common thread with people in your position. People who've done life, they've had a successful career. And when I ask them, what would you do differently? Almost all of them say I'd spend more time with my children. It's always something geared towards family and time. So I always find that time is a big commodity. But if you're asked the same question, what would you say?
It's the same thing. I'd have a different relationship with my family.
Okay.
Right? Not just the children, but the whole family together.
Okay.
You have pockets of time when you say, fine, on Tuesday evenings I'll take my wife out for a drink. But that's a contrived Tuesday evening.
Yes.
So you create that time, but when you're having that drink, your phone is there, you're still talking, doing this and the other.
You're distracted.
You forget to switch off your phone.
Yes.
And that's what I do. I'd actually basically block off a lot more time.
Yes.
For that, I started doing it much later in life. And I should have done it a lot earlier. Whereby you co-create time together. I don't sort of create time and I say, I'm taking you guys to the Mara. We sit down and say, fine, when do you want to do something together? So you co-create it.
I get it.
Right.
I'm just curious, you were very young when you went to boys' school, a boarding school. In terms of just the bond between you and your parents.
You don't have that bond where you are so strongly attached to each other. Right? You still have the family bond, but it isn't what drives you.
Okay.
Right? You become yourself very quickly.
Yes.
Right? So even my brothers and sisters right now, we did not grow together in one big house, noisy for 10 years together.
Yes.
We were all sent to boarding schools, all of us.
Yes. Are you guys close?
So,
Are you guys close?
We are not that close that we sort of visit every week and all the rest of it. No.
Yes.
But we visit regularly. We propose to meet. We meet at home once a year, twice a year when there are things going on. We meet together. We meet for a drink with one of them one time, another time, and so forth. Most of them are in Nairobi, right? So we can we can say, why don't we meet for a drink tomorrow, right? And we do.
You've lived I get a sense that you've lived a life on your own terms and you're comfortable with it and you're happy with it. That's a good thing, no?
More or less.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't regret. I mean, I've done things, I've had the opportunities. I took some, I didn't take some, but the choice was mine, right? And if I look back, I had a good reason for doing what I did at that time.
Yes.
And fine, if I could reinvent my life, I'd probably do it differently.
Yes.
But at that point in time, when I'm trying to do it differently, the information and the circumstances will be different.
Yes.
Just think, my past is gone. I never anchor the future in the past, because that will mean that I'm actually stuck in that.
Past, yes.
I'm stuck in the past rather than look for the future. So I always keep that as a kind of a reminder of what can and cannot go wrong. But I don't sort of say, I wish I could do that again in the future.
Great.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Okay.